Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna work on this pipe for the 86 CR125 Mickey Diamond replica. We'll get it dismounted here and bring it out to the garage. But we're gonna strip the paint off. Gonna try and pop these dents out. They're kind of hard to see here, but there are some dents in the side here. And then I'm debating whether to cut these raised seams down and re-weld it to make this OEM pipe look more like an aftermarket pipe. If I do that, then I'll heat the welds and just give it a coat of WD-40 to keep it from rusting. I'm outside using the wire wheel to strip the old paint off this pipe. What I found is someone used a rust preventative coating. They brushed it on here. You can kind of see the different layers. Bare metal, this was an original coating, maybe not OEM. And then on top of that is something that's a lot harder, and it was definitely brushed on there. So it's taken a little bit longer with the wire wheel to get it off, but I like using the wire wheel because it doesn't damage the metal. If anything, it brings the sheen back to it. There's some other abrasive methods to get the paint off. You know, I could put it in my blast cabinet and hit it, and that's gonna create a rough texture on this pipe, which I don't want. I'd then have to go over and sand it, and then you're losing material thickness. So I'd rather just use a wire wheel, spend the time to get it off, and not ruin the OEM finish that's on the pipe. So I've got most of the coatings, old paint, rust preventative. I don't know if there was a POR, paint over rust, coating on here. So wire wheel did a good job getting that off. You can see it puts a nice sheen on the metal, so it really smooths it out. You can get most of the surface rust off where the wheel reaches. So, you know, inside here, where this hanger is, I was not able to get the rust out of there. So I will put it in the blast cabinet, and I'll hit just this area right here. And there might be a couple other spots, like in the back here. I'm probably going to cut this off, so I might be able to get in there with a wire wheel on my angle grinder. And that's the same approach I'm going to take when we get down here into the arch of the pipe. I couldn't get in there with the bench grinder with the wire wheel on it. And then these little spots right here where the spring tabs are, you know, you can't get in there. So I might just give those a couple quick shots with the media blaster. But before I do that, I'm going to see if I can get these dents out. If I can't, then I might not use the pipe. So I'm going to try that first. So inside this ammo can, I've got a bunch of adapters which range from 125 to 500 cc. So hopefully it'll fit around the collar here, and I can seal this end. Shouldn't be an issue. The end I'm worried about is this end. I guess originally I was thinking that notch in there was gonna create an issue, but I should be able to put the fitting straight in the end there, and it should seal. So I think we're good. So I'm I'm getting ready to pressure test this pipe, see if we've got any leaks. This is the Schrader valve where we're going to fill it. And then on the other end, we've got a gauge so we can read what we're going to be running for pressure. I like to keep it around 30 psi. Usually if you start at 30 and you start heating it up, the pressure increases. And I've seen it get up to around 40, 45, and I'm a chicken, so I get a little scared and I let a little air out. Last thing I want is this thing to pop in my face, so I like to keep it right around 30, but let's put some air in it and see if it's going to hold. So we're holding right at 30 psi, which is good. There's no leaks. If you hear that air hissing, that is my hose for my airline. Line's getting old, cracked, and I put some tape on it, but it's leaking. Anyway, got my torch set out. I've got the brazing tip on it, and I took off. I've also got a cutting torch, but I put the brazing tip to try and keep the temperature a little bit lower. Now you can do this with a small propane torch. It takes a lot longer, so I've had pretty good luck with this setup. So I've worked out most of the dents here, and there's a little bit of scaling on top here, but it came out pretty good. So I'm gonna hit this with the DA sander, get the scale off, and then give it a little bit of a brushed look. There were some dents down here closer to the head that I was able to pop out as well. I got the fan going up here because once I take these caps off, it's just going to be like a burnt oil stench. So go ahead, get these caps off and get it cleaned up. So I've got the seams buttoned up. I ground down the old OEM standing seams, and I've got all of them but one done, and I'm kind of dreading this one because it's right in this tight arch, and I know from welding on the back side that there's a lot of rust there, and it didn't want to weld good. So I'm debating whether I should just leave that alone or take the risk and cut it out and weld it. Alright, got that tab welded on there. I love that color, that blue purple heat color. I'm gonna leave that one right there the way it is. Some of these other ones, just to get them consistent, I'll probably just hit them with the wire wheel again, and then I'm gonna blue all the welds, get the torch set back out. Oh yeah. Alright, we've got it done. It's looking pretty good. Got the welds all blued in, hit it with some WD-40. Gonna go put it on the bike. Alright, we got the pipe mounted back on the bike. Looks pretty good. So there's still some little marks like there, and coming around here on the head pipe, there's a couple dents I couldn't get out. I was afraid that if I put too much heat there, and with the rust and how thin it was, that the the pipe might pop, or you might burn a hole right into it, and then you're in over your head trying to get that fixed. I've still got a pretty long list of stuff I need to get done for this bike. I've got radiators. I need to straighten them, paint them, the front and rear hubs. Got to strip them and then re-Cerakote them. I'll lace the wheels. I haven't bought wheels yet. Probably going to do some gold XLs. And what else we got? Handlebars. I got to strip this grip and re-Cerakote that. Let's see, what else? Oh, I got to rebuild the forks, do the forks. Lots left to do, so stay tuned.